It's time to say goodbye to these Nintendo Switch games. But it's gonna be a good thing. What's up, everyone? My name is Evan, and I've been collecting games ever since, I think, 2021 now. And one thing that I've kind of learned recently is that it's important to not only collect games and add them to the shelf, and I find enjoyment out of putting them on the shelf, but also to curate my collection, because it's very easy to have full shelves of crap, stuff you're not gonna play. But with any sort of collection, there's a fine line between being a hoarder and being a collector, at least in my definition. So today I feel like it would be fun to kind of go through my Switch collection a little bit and curate out a few games that I feel like it's time to let go of. And it's a perfect time because the Switch 2 is right around the corner. I need to make some shelf space for those new games, and maybe I'll make a couple extra bucks, so actually grabbing those games on launch night doesn't feel so bad. But before I get into it, if you guys enjoy this video, hit that like button, and if you like game collecting content just like this, I'd appreciate it if you hit that sub button to keep up with all of the fun things that I'm going to be doing on the channel. But with that, let's get right into it. First game here, we have Cereza and the Lost Demon, Bayonetta Origins. So I got this game, I think, from Target. Actually, I had a friend pick it up for me from Target when they were doing kind of this like clearance-orama, and they were clearancing out a bunch of games. And this was, I think, $15, which that's a pretty good deal considering this was $60 at release, which to me was crazy. I mean, it's not a bad game by any means, and I did at one point have intentions to play it. I also, at that point, owned Bayonetta 3, so Bayonetta just hasn't really been a series that stuck with me. I played the first one a little bit when it came out on 360, and I liked it, but I didn't love it. So when I heard this one was so cheap, I was quick to tell my friend, yeah, pick me up a copy. But looking back on it, and just like Bayonetta 3, it's one that I don't think I'm really going to play, so I'm going to send this one off to the curation pile. This one runs around $30 on the resale market, give or take a little bit with eBay fees. I'll keep a little running tab up in the corner, but it's going to be kind of a guesstimation on an eBay calculator and whatnot, so about $30 for this guy. Yeah. Next up, we have a very similar situation from Target, and that is Mario Tennis Aces. And it feels wrong to kind of part with a first-party Mario game, but I've never really been that huge on the Mario sports games, and tennis definitely was the one I was least interested in. I love golf, so Mario Golf usually gets a high notch from me. I didn't like Mario Golf Super Rush. That one, I don't know, something about that game. But this one, I tried once. I gave it a fair shake. And it's not that it was bad, it was just like I wasn't gonna play it. And it was the same deal at Target. It was really cheap. I think it was $15. And I found this one myself, which my Target didn't have a lot of the clearance stuff like a lot of other like bigger, not in the city Targets did. So to find one game that was on clearance, I was very excited, opened it up, tried it out, played it for like 2 hours, and then I haven't touched it since. And I'm not just gonna hang on to a game that I know I'm not really gonna go back to. So this one will get me around 20-ish, a little bit over $20. Depends on what it sells for and everything. At the end, I'll say what I'm planning to do on Switch 2 launch night and the games I'm planning to get. Right now, it's gonna be next Thursday, so it's a week from now. Next up, we have Rune Factory 3 Special. You may notice a common theme with a lot of these games. They were really cheap. This was $10 at Walmart, and it's still sealed. I actually thought my fiance would be interested in playing this because she likes farming simulators, but I was a little hesitant because it's a game she didn't grow up with, and it's something that's a little bit more RPG than it is farming sim, so I showed her some gameplay. She wasn't all that interested. I know people really like these Rune Factory games, and the new one on Switch 2 looks cool. I probably won't grab that, but this one is a little bit on the cheaper side. It'll get me around $10-ish, a little bit over $10. YuGiOh Legacy of the Duelist. So I actually thought this game was going to be one I would really enjoy because I like Yu-Gi-Oh! However, I just never really played it. I got this game in a bundle. I got this game on an eBay lot, I should say, which was really, really cheap. It was like $30, and one of the games was Skylanders Imaginators, and I think it was the guy's first ever eBay listing, and this was loose, and I bought a case for it. I always thought I was going to come back to this game, and I just never did, and I can admit when I'm just not going to play a game, and honestly, I'd rather play the early days collection at this point, because it has some games that I grew up with, so I think I'm going to part with this one as well. This is around a $20 game on the resale market. I have seen videos that it's kind of running out of print. That's not really something that's too concerning to me. If the value is really low right now, there's 1.5 million videos of rare Switch games. I would know, I've made one myself. And I'm not too concerned about this one. So if I do want to catch back up to it, I will. But for now, we're going to curate this guy. Darius Burst EX, another Chronicle Plus, Darius Burst Plus, I don't know. I guess it's Darius Burst, Another Chronicle EX Plus is the actual one. But I got this in like a double pack. So I think it was 2 years ago on Black Friday. There were a couple like in published games that had a double pack release, and it was 2 physical games actually like wrapped together like this. Like they were wrapped together, and it was another game. It was G Darius, and I played that one through, and I was on a shoot 'em up kick, or like I just really wanted to play one. So I played G Darius, had a great time with it, and then my shoot 'em up kick was over, and so I just never felt the need to open this one up. I know this has worse reviews than G Darius, and so yeah, I feel like in that experience I learned that I'm not a huge shoot 'em up guy, so I put this one on the shelf and never returned to it. I believe this one is on the cheaper end as well, like $10-ish. Ooh, Lego Brawls. This one is really bad because like I bought this game and I probably knew I was never gonna play it, but it was $5 at Walmart, and I had it delivered to my house. So I was like, $5 for a Switch game. That is so incredibly rare. Like it's hard to find any Switch games that are like under $10, $15. And even like 20 seems to be like kind of a threshold that a lot of games won't go under, but $5 for this. I think it's like a Smash Bros clone. Just got it, slotted it on the shelf, and that was it. So yeah, Lego Brawls. Sorry. This one is pretty cheap, like $10, actually sells a little bit below the $10, but I don't really feel so bad parting with it because I got it for $5 and it's kind of hard to lose money at that price point. Dragon's Dogma, Dark Arisen. I did go back and forth about whether I wanted to get rid of this one or not, but at the end of the day, I'm just really not going to play it. And I had a friend who was kind of getting rid of all of his Switch games, like liquidating, and he asked me if I was interested in this one. I said, yeah, it was a good price. I think it was $15 for it. I do remember playing Dragon's Dogma on PS3, the demo, and I enjoyed it. Just not something I think I'm going to get back to anytime soon, especially now with Switch 2 coming out. I have a new excuse to play Cyberpunk, even though I already have it on PC. I'm going to rebuy it. Mario Kart's going to consume a lot of my time. Deltarune is going to consume a lot of my time. Sorry, but Dragon's Dogma is going to be thrown to the fire on this one. Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen is like a $20-ish game. It's like reasonable. So I'd get like 15 back around there, 15-ish. And the last Switch game for the day is Lollipop Chainsaw Repop. This is the Soho convention variant that they put out. You can see there it has a little bit of a different art than the standard release. I don't actually like this art as much. I don't know, something about it. I don't really love it as much. I got this at the Soho pop-up, and I was pretty excited because I love the No More Heroes games, and this is a Suda 51 game made by the same guy, kind of a similar style, but I saw that it really didn't run that great on Switch, and when I bought it, I was really in the mood to play it. But as reviews started coming out and gameplay started coming out, I was like, oh, this is rough. This is like extra rough. So over time, patches came out, and they ended up kind of making the game a little bit better, but by the time those came out, I was moved on to other things. You can actually find this, not the variant, but like the standard edition of the game for a lot cheaper than what this goes for, so I will probably return to it with Switch 2 and just grab one of those. I actually like that cover better than this one anyway, so I don't even feel bad about parting with it. This one's a big one. It's been selling on eBay. There's not that many of them, around the $70-ish mark. But yeah, this game is going to be one of the bigger dogs of the lot. This and Bayonetta are worth more than pretty much all the other ones. And as a fun little bonus, I did pick out a couple other games that I was going to sell. NBA Street, I got this from GameStop, and it's a really, really clean copy of it, complete with the manual and the disc, a really clean disc. This was a great copy, and it was only like $12. I got this right when they started doing GameStop Retro, and I was just really excited to find a GameStop that had GameCube games, and so I picked up this and a couple other games. But I think this one, I'm not really going to play. I'm not too big on going back to old sports games. I do like sports games, but I don't go back in time to them too much. And finally, we have the Silent Hill HD Collection, which I maybe participated in a little bit of revisionist history in thinking that this wouldn't be as bad as everyone said it was. I played Silent Hill 2 at the end of last year and loved that game. I love survival horror, and that game was amazing. Peak. So good. So I'm like, okay, I need to play the original Silent Hill 2 right now. This is not the way to do it. I could immediately tell it ran terribly on PS3. The controls were all messed up. I have a third-party PS3 controller, which is a mistake, and it almost just didn't work with this game for some reason. The new voice acting, Troy Baker is a pro, but the direction there was just not right for him. And yeah, it looks bad, it plays bad. I don't want to even play Silent Hill 3 with a different voice acting, so I'm not even going to go there. There is a great way to play Silent Hill 2. It's on PC, it's the enhanced edition. There are ways to do that. There are guides on YouTube you can find out. That's how I've been playing the game. And it's great, but this is a bad way to do it. And with that, that is all the games that I'm going to be parting with my collection in total. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Switch games and 2 others that I just showed you. So as for my plan for the Switch 2, what I was thinking, I am going to be at the Nintendo NYC midnight launch on Wednesday night or Thursday night, I guess, or early Thursday. So I'm probably going to be making a video detailing what it's going to be like to be there and package that with like an unboxing video. I'll probably have that out pretty late. I don't know how much editing is going to go into that. I'll probably have that one out early Thursday, but who knows? I might stay up all night and sleep late because I don't have to go to work the next day. I can just do Switch stuff. As for what I'm going to be grabbing on day one, I'm definitely going to grab the standard Switch 2 and then just buy Mario Kart World separately. I don't really want it digitally, so I'm not going to do that. Definitely going to get Cyberpunk on Switch for 2 reasons. One, I've been looking for an excuse to play that game, like I said, and I want to support CD Projekt Red for putting the entire game on a physical cartridge. There's 1.5 million game keys, so gonna stick it out for CD Projekt Red and be like, yeah, this is good what they're doing. I'm going to put my money behind that. I feel good doing that. I was thinking about Yakuza 0. I know I've spoken kind of badly about game keys in the past, and I still don't really like them, but I am interested in the new features, and this is kind of the best place to start with Yakuza. I've wanted to do that, and I know I'm just going to be really hyped up to play Switch 2 for like the next month, so that might be the best way to get me into this series. So Yakuza might be an option there. I'm also going to be at the Nintendo store, so I'm thinking if they have the GameCube controller, the Switch Online GameCube controller, that might be a pickup too. And on launch night, I'm definitely going to get Deltarune, chapters 3 and 4 digitally. I actually really like Deltarune and Undertale. I've just never really said it on this channel, I don't think. Probably going to play that first or second. I'm really excited for that. So Mario Kart may take a backseat to it, but I don't know. It's going to be hard to pass up Mario Kart, especially when I can hold that one in my hands. So we'll see. You'll definitely hear back from me on what goes on Switch 2 launch night. And it's going to be fun. I'm excited. I've kind of changed my worldview a little bit on Switch 2. I don't want to be down on Switch 2. I've been waiting for it for so long, and so I'm not going to be. I'm just trying to keep a positive outlook on all these things that come from on high from Nintendo. Like, yeah, I don't have to agree with them, but like I can also just try and make the best of a situation that I want to be good. So that's just where I'm at. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have for this collection update. If you guys are doing anything special for the Switch 2 launch, if you're going to a midnight event, if you're curating your collection to get a little bit of extra cash for Switch 2 stuff, let me know down below in the comments. And again, if you enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button to keep up with more of the fun things that are going on in this channel. And with that, that's all I got. So peace.